Hello folks, well I've been talking to myself for 10 minutes. We've got a Uniden 300 which is what we've been waiting for so we can copy the wiring on that other one which I had in where it had been turned into something else and they'd taken out the PA feature and stripped the wiring out just to make it more awkward. This has come from the gentleman with the farming and trucking business, and although he wanted this servicing at some point, this wasn't one of the ones he was going to bring in as early as this in the proceedings. So it's been very kind of him to bring this across and get me to service it out of his sequence so that we can copy the wiring and get the other one back to the customer, which has been here about 2 months. So, still got the background music system too high. It's not that the system's too high, but the individual speaker in this room, if those of you who are into 100 volt line systems, you usually have attenuators on them, and these TOA speakers have off 1, 2 and 3, and normally we have it at setting 1, but I wanted to listen to the news the other day and I turned it up to 3. It's never gone back. I think it's the 14th. It's September. Uniden Uniace 300. I've taken the lids off because I was talking to myself, and he's fully aware it's had an illegal modification which needs to come out, but I want to try this set first. We're going to have to change both the 470s, that one, and both the 220s as a matter of course. This is the later version with the crystal filter. And it's not an afterthought, you know, it's somebody's actually, it's been done properly at the factory. So, I think he said this illegal modification's on the tone switch. But it's going to give us the opportunity to photograph this really carefully and in great detail to see what wires, what they've done. They've taken wires out and shorted things out here on that other one to take the PA function off and reuse it for their silly illegal modification. And although I've thought I've wired it, I've got uncontrollable volume, and we still have slow transmitted audio, which could be a faulty IC, it could be a faulty transistor, but we've got that. With it being uncontrollable PA volume, it's not going to be easy to work on. So I don't think they work like that, and we're going to prove it with this set. Right, we're all connected up. We're on the 12 volt power supply, so it's the 13.8 volt power supply on the bench. We'll switch the radio on, and of course nothing happens because we're not yet connected. Church services today in my role as a church organist, and I'm pretty well tired out. But we'll make a start on this and launch it as a part 1. Okay, so we'll be sorting the mains power supply out later, but at this point we're running on 13.8. So all I need to do now is to go and get a Uniden standard mic, the mic that says Uniden on it. So there we go, we've got a hiss on receive. So let's so it's let's put picture in picture on. Remove illegal 80 channel mod. Right, so here we go, channel 20, hopefully on a UK set of channels. We've got transmit, it's about 3 watts. Let's go over to the frequency counter. So it's not on, it's on CPT, So I'll press this tone button, which has been repurposed to activate that. 2779104. Frequency is non-adjustable on these. 2779104. That's well within specification. Deviation on this test set, while low. It looks to be 2.2. Let's look at transmit. Three watts scale, it's doing more than 3 watts. It's doing 3.4. Channel 40. It's doing 2 watts. Channel 1 is doing 3.6. So just out of interest, we'll illegally put it onto CPT, and it's doing 1.7 watts on channel 1 and 3.6 watts on channel 40. And the frequency on channel 20, well, look at the power on channel 20. I'm not writing these down, look, it's coming out. 3.5. Frequency is 20461, so it's slightly low, but it's not the end of the world. Right, back to the proper set of channels, and it's 925 milliamps, which seems low. Low power. (360 milliwatts). Right, we'll get the signal generator on, and we'll be absolutely fair and have it on the frequency the set's working on, which is 2779104. 2779. What I'd like to do today is to demodify it and tune it, at least, you know, transmitter. Right, there we go. Let's go to receive and see what we've got. I'll plug our test equipment in. I'm at the totally wrong place. Right, now we're on the test speaker. Make sure RF gain's to full, which it now is, and our meter on the radio for... Is this supposed to be backlit? It is backlit. I just couldn't see it very well. I've gone low volume. Have I knocked the earth off? Yeah. Let's put the earth on here. It's a bit... I'm not really that bothered writing down what this is before. I'll put low. And on transmit, the back we're still on low power. It's actually correct at the moment. PA, this is the important thing. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2 1 2 1 2, testing 1 2 1 2. So it's on the mic gain. So it's mic gain operates the PA. Well, it's full whack, so it's probably been, they've probably linked out the mic gain, or it's got wired back wrongly, or something like that. So that's clinched it. It's on the mic gain and not the volume control. I've gone. I haven't tried them. PA, sockets work, potentiometers work, meter lamp works. Let's go to receive. Right, here we go. Let's go over to the SINAD meter. Now, you know, you're looking normally at 1 microvolts for 12 dB on a Uniden. Anything better than that's a bonus, and on this one we've got a bonus, it's 0.68. Not 0.58 and 3. Squelch, put that to full, show you the attenuator. Right, it's 10 millivolts, a bit somewhat too coarse. Let's do the opposite. Signal drains into standby. Set threshold on the radio. Signal drains are back on. It's 1.7, which is pretty lousy. Right, so we've got a basic working set. So I now need to get rid of all this illegal stuff out of it. Right, that's taken all the stuff out. We're left with a bunch of wires going to that tone switch. So that can be sorted out by copying the other one, which we're working on, and see what they've done to disable that. I would think there's 2 wires go down to the main board. Anyway, we'll get this basically working. You can hear it's working on receive, and if we just flick transmit, we've got transmit. So I need to set the VCO because I'm sure that will have been upset. So we're working from the realistic service manual. It's the TRC2000 chassis. So we're working on this. Test point 2, test point 1 is resistor 52, and it's the one with the insulation removed. So what we're looking for, it's 3.5 volts on channel 40. So channel 40, let's turn the volume down. I've done those capacitors, and by the way, this is later version. It's got different capacitors than the early one. Why we have to change the capacitors? So you may not have to change the capacitors on this version. I don't know. So better safe than sorry for the what, £1.50 for the cost of them. But these are a later set. Right, check that's not getting hot. So we'll borrow our earth from the audio. And put it on the meter. And hopefully, this is in transmit. We're looking for 3.5 volts on that test point. So let's go into transmit. I'll go on low power, then we're not thrashing the transmitter. Yeah, it's 6. I'm surprised it's even transmitting. Now they'll have altered this to try and get lock over the 40 channels. So try and adjust that. To 3.5 volts. Check on channel 1 that we've actually got a sensible kind of lock voltage. Says 2.3. It doesn't ask you to do a check like the Cybernet ones do. Check it once again, 3.52. So we're set. So that's vital when especially when you've done a demodification. Right, we're done with that. So we go back to channel 20. We can tune up the transmitter. I'll find my clipboard. So VCO was 6 volts and it's now 3.52. Now you don't do it on receive, you adjust this coil, they say with an oscilloscope on test point 2, but we'll be using the SINAD meter because we've got better instruments than what they would have had at the time. So, here we go. We're on now, we're on transmit, and we're doing 3.6 watts. So it's gone up a little tiny bit. So we'll go through the transmitter, centre of the peak. Now that, you see these is, I think that's to transmit as well on these. Yep. These are all spot on. Ah, that one wasn't. So they were, you know, this is, if they got this 80 channel modification, this should have been tuned on channel 1 of UK or 40 of CPT to be in the centre of the band. But that's not been done, so it's no wonder it was 1 watt on CPT. Peak. And then drop that with this one. That's broken. More work. Let's see if we can get that out. Just clean those holes up. So because it's broken, it ends up as being a wedge. But we can usually get them out from the bottom if you take the coil out. That's the wedge now gone. So hopefully I mean, it's not like it's short, it's just got a bit out of it. So as long as it goes into the grooves, we can turn it around. And there we go. Right, that's in. Power back on. Mic back in. Not getting more than 3.6, might have to start again. Just go on this previous one. Because that was out, it's the previous one is now out, so we'll just go through these again. There we go, that's 4.2. That's whereabouts we're expecting to be. And then we can drop it and hopefully have it somewhere close across the 40 channels. So there we are, exactly 4 watts. So let's look at channel 40. I want it to be within 0.1. Well, it isn't, it's 3.5. Channel 1 is 4.1. Right, what's going to bring it up on channel 40? Which one is slightly out? Not that one. Could be these airspace coils. When there's a big difference. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one. Okay, so let's go through the channels again. Channel 1, 4 watts. Channel 40, 4 watts. Channel 20, 4 watts. That took some doing. And what's our current consumption now? 947 milliamps for another half watt. Let's go to low power, see what it's doing. It's well over. I think that's low power, isn't it? That's now 400 milliwatts. I'll do the meter, especially if we put it to full power. It's banging across, we want it just over the 4. Do deviation tomorrow, along with the power supply and rewiring the tone switch. Let's see if we can do the receiver now though. I'll just clip that to hand here, so we're not going into transmit again, so I can use that can. Right. 100 microvolts on the signal generator. Let's go to the oscilloscope. And enough volume, RF going to full, enough volume for a sensible trace. That looks nice. That's alright. I think we'll do the front end first, because it wasn't far out on receive. It was better than they usually are. Now we want the SINAD meter. Thank you. That was spot on. Do this one, which they said do with test point 2 on receive, that's fine. I'll do these 2 IF ones. Put a bit more signal on. We'll go back to 100 microvolts. I'm just looking at the oscilloscope for this. Right, let's see what we've got as a new figure. I hope it's better and not worse. .78. It's better before. You see, I've done the detector and this is what can happen. .67. Yeah, it's improved that, you see. Now 1.45. That's where it's gone in getting rid of the distortion. Squelch. I'll tell you what, we'll do the meter while I'm at it. No, it's not that one. No, it's squelch. It's signal meters, this one. Very close. Right, squelch. So, I'll go to the attenuator. I've got full squelch on, so let's see if it comes in at 100. It doesn't. Let's twiddle it so it does, if it's possible. There we go. Yeah, that's where I want it. Right, we'll go to signal generator standby and see whether we've got a better squelch than we had at first. Signal generator back on. Nearly in, isn't it, at 0.3. 0.54. Brilliant. So 0.54 microvolts and 100 microvolts. So this is good for a Uniden. They're better in bleed over, aren't they, than most other sets? But I've always put that down to them being less sensitive. There you go. So we've done that. we've only got the switch to rewire, deviation to do, which we'll do tomorrow. Just for giggles, we'll put it on the aerial. And onto its own speaker. Oh, and of course we've got the power supply to rebuild. I think we've got these capacitors in stock. One and a Roger. Perhaps we're all watching songs of praise on the television. Right, well there we go. That's part one of the Uniden Ace 300, and so I say we've got deviation to do, got the tone switch to rewire, got the power supply to rebuild, with the actual sets restored back to standard and working beautifully. Thanks for watching.